The camera opens with a slow aerial shot over a dense Eastern European forest where vegetation has swallowed the remnants of an old military encampment. Among twisted trees and moss-covered bushes, the low and compact silhouette of a military vehicle gradually emerges from the morning mist. It is an American combat Jeep manufactured in 1944, a Willys MB model, with its characteristic straight body lines, flat hood with 7 vertical ventilation slots, rounded fenders over 4 wheels, front grille composed of 9 narrow vertical bars, 2 circular headlights embedded in the hood sides, foldable windshield divided into 2 flat panels, exposed tubular structure that once supported a canvas top, dual front seat and simple rear bench, 3-spoke steering wheel, short central gear. Shift lever, basic instrument panel with circular gauges and steel wheels. The olive green army paint is almost invisible under decades of orange rust, consuming every inch of exposed metal. Tree roots pierce through the engine compartment and snake through the torn interior. Rotted leaves accumulate up to the height of completely disintegrated seats. The windshield is shattered with only fragments stuck to the oxidized frame. Doors hang crooked on corroded hinges. Fenders show deep holes where rust perforated the metal. 4 of the 9 grille bars are missing. Headlights are just empty cavities with exposed wires hanging. The hood is stuck by oxidation and covered with dark green lichens. Wheels have sunk 30 centimeters into waterlogged soil. The camera approaches in a slow circular movement while the sound of water drips echoes in the silent forest. Drops fall from trees onto the rusted carcass, producing muffled metallic timbres. Branches creak softly in the wind. Heavy boots crush wet leaves with rhythmic cadence approaching from the forest depths. Gloved hands enter the frame, fingers trace the corroded metal, brush away decades of debris revealing fragments of original paint beneath. A folding shovel appears, the blade cuts into muddy soil around the sunken wheels with methodical strikes. Each impact produces wet-sucking sounds as earth releases its grip. A heavy chain appears dragged across the forest floor, its links scraping against rocks with grinding metallic rhythm. The chain wraps around the front chassis. Gloved hands secure it with industrial hooks that click into place. A vintage military truck appears positioned 20 meters away. A mechanical winch mounted on its front bumper with thick steel cable extended. The winch activates with a deep mechanical groan. The cable goes taut, producing high-pitched singing. The chain transfers force to the buried Jeep with creaking protests. The Jeep rocks slightly. Mud releases with wet suction sounds. Roots snap underground like breaking bones. Slowly the wheels begin to rise. Clumps of earth fall away, splashing into pooled water below. The winch strains again. Metal groans throughout the frame. Suddenly the rear breaks free with a deep sucking sound. The vehicle lurches forward, dragged by the cable, scrapes over exposed roots, comes to rest on level terrain. Canvas straps wrap beneath the chassis. Gloved hands position them at strategic points. Each strap connects to steel cables converging at a central lifting point. A portable hydraulic crane arrives piece by piece, its components assembled with practiced hands, bolts tightened with socket wrenches that click rhythmically. The lifting hook descends humming with tension, connects to the central point. The hydraulic pump activates with rhythmic pneumatic breathing. The Jeep rises inch by inch. Mud streams from the undercarriage in thick rivulets. The rusted carcass sways, gently rotating to reveal every angle. The crane pivots slowly. The Jeep swings toward a clearing where a flatbed trailer waits. The descent is gradual. Hydraulic fluid whispers through valves. The Jeep settles onto the trailer bed with resonant metallic boom. Straps secure it with ratcheting clicks. The truck engine starts with a reluctant cough, transitioning into steady rumble. The convoy begins its journey out of the forest along an overgrown trail. Branches scrape against canvas sides with raspy friction. Wheels crush undergrowth with crackling pops. The forest gives way to open fields. Abandoned farmhouses pass by. The road improves from dirt to gravel. The convoy approaches an industrial area where a massive corrugated metal hangar stands isolated. The hangar's sliding door opens with tortured metallic screech. Interior darkness yields to artificial light as overhead fluorescents flicker to life, revealing a cavernous space equipped with restoration tools. The truck backs the trailer inside with careful precision. Reverse beepers chirp steadily. The trailer aligns with a hydraulic lift platform embedded in the concrete floor. The Jeep transfers to the lift platform using the strap system. The platform rises to waist height. Bright examination lights swing into position surrounding the Jeep. Their illumination reveals every detail with surgical clarity. Gloved hands appear with wire brushes. Bristles attack surface rust with vigorous scrubbing. Orange dust billows away. An air compressor kicks on with deep mechanical rumble. Compressed air hisses through a nozzle, blasting away debris. The pressure creates screaming whistle. The hood is pried open with pry bars. Metal screams in protest. Swings up, revealing the engine bay overgrown with vegetation and corrosion. Hands begin extraction. Wrenches turn on seized bolts that crack and snap. Penetrating oil sprays creating wet hissing sounds. The engine lifts out on a chain hoist, trailing roots and wiring, sets down on a wheeled stand with heavy thud. An impact wrench screams, attacking lug nuts. Wheels come free, revealing brake drums corroded into solid masses. An angle grinder with spinning disc contacts metal, producing cascades of brilliant orange sparks fountaining across the workspace. The body lifts away on overhead crane cables. The chassis remains like a skeleton picked clean. Sandblasting begins. A pressurized cabinet encloses sections. The muffled roar of high-velocity abrasive particles sounds like distant thunder. Sections emerge transformed to bare gray metal. Welding begins. Protective curtains surround the work area. The arc ignites with sharp electric crackle. Brilliant blue-white light flashes. Sparks rain down in golden showers. New steel sections are fabricated. A metal brake bends pieces with deep mechanical groans. Shears cut through plate with explosive crunching. Seams are joined with precise bead work, cooling metal pings and ticks. The restored chassis emerges complete. All structural members replaced. Rust-inhibiting primer is applied with spray gun that hisses steadily. Body panels lay on workbenches. The hood is replaced with new panel formed to exact specifications. Fenders are repaired with hammer and dolly, creating rhythmic metallic music. The front grille is disassembled, each of 9 vertical pieces wire brushed and straightened, 4 missing bars replaced with fabricated duplicates, the assembly welded back together. Headlight housings receive new reproduction units, wiring harnesses assembled with period-correct cloth insulation, each connection soldered with smoke of rosin flux. The windshield frame is stripped, hinge mechanism rebuilt with new pins, new flat glass panes installed with fresh rubber gaskets. Doors receive complete restoration. Hinges replaced with units that swing with satisfying precision. New latches click into place. Floor panels fabricated from new steel, patterns cut with plasma torch that hisses, pieces welded building solid foundation. The tubular structure is straightened and reinforced, new mounting brackets welded. The body returns to chassis. Overhead crane lowers it with precision, alignment pins guided into position, mounting bolts slide through holes. Suspension receives attention. New leaf springs installed front and rear, flexing with deep metallic creaks, shock absorbers fitted. Brake system rebuilt, new drums machined on a lathe that sings, hydraulic lines bent to exact routes and flared. The engine receives restoration on its stand, the block hot tanked, machine surfaces recut. New pistons slide into honed cylinders, crankshaft balanced and polished. The assembled engine, painted in military gray, cures under heat lamps humming. The engine lowers back into chassis, settles onto motor mounts, transmission mates with insertion of spline shaft. Wiring harnesses routed through chassis and body, each connection made with period-correct terminals. Fuel system assembled with new tank, lines, pump, and carburetor installed. Interior receives refurbishment, new seat frames welded, canvas covers sewn on industrial machines clattering rhythmically. Steering wheel restored with new covering wrapped with leather strip in spiral pattern. Instrument panel rebuilt with restored gauges, dial faces cleaned revealing numbers long obscured. Gear shift straightened and fitted with new ball knob moving with mechanical precision. Body receives final paint preparation. Surfaces sanded with progressively finer grits. Epoxy primer seals bare metal. Authentic olive green military paint mixed to exact specification. Spray gun applies it in overlapping passes, building uniform thickness. Surface rubbed out with fine compound, achieving subtle satin sheen. Rubber components sourced as reproductions, tires with proper tread pattern mounted on restored wheels. Inflation brings them to pressure with hiss of compressed air. Final assembly proceeds. Each component returns to designated position, fasteners torqued to specification. Canvas top fabricated from military-grade material, fitted over tubular frame and secured with snaps popping closed. Fluids filled to proper levels, engine oil flows golden into crankcase, transmission oil pumped in, brake fluid added, coolant fills radiator, fuel poured into tank. Battery installed, cables connected with spark of initial contact. Electrical system comes alive with click of relays. A hand grips the gear lever confirming neutral, moves to the key and turns it. Starter motor cranks with determined grinding. Engine turns over once, twice, 3 times. On the 4th revolution it coughs, hesitates, then catches with rumble building into steady idle. Exhaust pipe emits puff of smoke, clears and pulses with rhythmic beat of 4 cylinders. Idle stabilizes. Engine note healthy and strong, hands blip the throttle, engine responds revving before settling back. Camera pulls back for first full view of completely restored Jeep sitting on workshop floor, gleaming in olive green paint. Every panel straight and true, chrome headlights reflecting lights, tires properly inflated. Lighting changes to dramatic showroom style. Focus spots highlight vehicle from strategic angles. Slow camera movements circle revealing every angle. Final sequence begins with direct comparisons. The hood as found in forest consumed by rust transitions to restored in perfect paint. Front grille with missing bars transforms to all 9 bars present. Headlights transition from empty cavities to gleaming chrome. Fenders move from perforated panels to smooth curves. Windshield changes from shattered fragments to new flat glass. Doors evolve from hanging crook to swinging true. Wheels progress from sunken in mud to properly mounted fresh tires. Interior seats transform from disintegrated to fresh canvas. Steering wheel goes from spiderwebs to restored leather grip. Instrument panel evolves from corroded to restored clear faces. Gear shift changes from frozen to moving freely. Floor panels transition from rusted holes to solid steel. Engine bay progresses from vegetation choke to pristine gray. Tubular frame moved from bent to straight and reinforced. Pedals transform from seized masses to powder-coated units. Final comparison shows entire Jeep as found in forest, sunken and consumed by nature. Transitioning to completed restoration in showroom with engine running. Camera holds on this image as engine idle echoes, then slowly fades to black with sound continuing before silence falls.